Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review, episode number 56. This one covering the 843rd episode of the One Piece anime, The Chateau Collapses. The Straw Hat's Great Escape begins. And the 909th chapter of the manga, Seppuku. And I'll talk about that soon. What this chapter is and what arc it is, because it's really surprising. Okay, as for this episode adapts pages 10 through 19 of chapter 872 and pages 2 through 7 of chapter number 873. Okay, so pretty much this one kind of picks up like right where the last episode left off with the chateau still collapsing after it had been blown up and falling down in the previous episode. I actually think it's about 2 episodes back. So eventually the chateau collapse is stopped thanks to turn into an actual cake, and the top half is sliced off and just lands safe on the ground. So I think it looks like it crushed a couple people. And when it comes to Big Mom, she basically gets saved by Zeus, and then when she gets to the ground, because the fact she gets her wedding cake was ruined, she starts going her crazy hunger thing, which they show first time they show us in the flashback. By the way, fun fact, this actually went on for a good, 30 chapters. I'm not kidding about this. This went on for pretty much the whole thing of Big Mom going nuts like this, craving wedding cake. This went on for pretty much almost the rest of the entire arc. This finally ended with chapter 900. This went on for 29 chapters. This went on for. Yeah, the whole thing of Big Mom going crazy and craving his wedding cake. Yeah. At Straw Hats themselves, they get away. Probably the biggest highlight of this episode is that Caesar gets his heart back, but obviously, I guess the biggest question is, what's Caesar going to do now? He's been free from working for Big Mom. He's been free from working being a subordinate for Benj. He got his heart back, so what is he going to do now? Honestly, unknown, because after this chapter, Caesar Clown is never seen again in the manga. I'm not kidding about this. It's been a good, I don't know, I think about 37 chapters maybe? Yeah, 37 chapters. It's been almost 40 chapters since we last see the guy, and he's not doing anything big of note. It's unknown what happened to him even afterwards, because after he gets his heart back, he disappears from this arc, and he doesn't even pop up in the last couple, and he doesn't pop up in the next arc, so it's unknown what his fate is. So, Smoothie is the first person to notice that something is wrong. She notices the Big Mom's hunger purges that she goes through. She's the first person notices, and she just runs like crazy. And she, of course, runs into Oprah, basically, who's his walking candle. He says, this is your fault. So he just throws him to the wolves. He's actually her brother, and it's implied that Big Mom may have killed this guy, may have taken his life force, because that's their ability. She takes life force. So yeah. So while the Straw Hat side, of course, sort of split up in a way, while Benj basically goes to separate from them, takes Vito, goes back in the castle, and just rides away in his tank mode. And Chopper and Brook go to Shark Sub 3, which is for the shoreline. And the rest of the Straw Hat crew, well, the one who's there, decided to run back to Sunny. Which doesn't seem like a bad idea to do, except the fact that the two people going to the sub are two Devil Fruit users. Yep. There's that. Of course, at this point, they don't know that, well, what's going on with them. This overall was a really good episode and a great setup for the next week's episode, which looks like that the talking tree is back. Yeah, apparently he's been faked, despite the fact he was sliced in half roughly about, a long time ago, roughly about 40 episodes back. It has been a while since we've seen this guy, actually move. Yeah. I think he was sliced in half. This was just right after that 1 hour episode that they aired. Yeah, that was pretty much when he was sliced in half. Let's see, this happened in October. Let's see. This happened back in episode 810. Yes. Yeah, that's pretty much when that's when this happened. So in the anime, this has been a good uh good 34 episodes since last see this guy. In the manga, it was actually a lot more than 34 chapters. I think it was good 40, 50 chapters because it has been a while since we've seen this guy. And apparently he has fixed himself up and he's moving again. So it looks like they're going back to, it looks like the way it looks for this next particular episode, it looks like they're going back to the Seduction Wood. That's what it looks like for next week's episode. And of course, Big Mom going on her rampage. And plus, I love the little scene of Katakuri, Oven, Dadu, I think his name is, the guy with the genie comes on his belly, Broly, and Baron Tamango just having a brief report thing. This is actually a really damn good scene, and I love scenes like this. Just people just standing around just talking. I mean, this is done really, really well. And of course, what you can tell by Katakuri's voice, it seems like his voice, because of his scarf, it seems like it's a very low-pitched voice. It almost seems like this whole conversation is very... They're not whispering per se, more like speaking very softly. They can still hear each other fine, but they probably don't want to have everybody else in the area know what the heck they're talking about. Yeah, there's that. And of course, Smoothie comes up to them, tries to tell them what's going on, says run. Of course, Katakuri uses his little observation hockey, basically peeks a little bit into the future, roughly a few minutes. He's like, really? This now? Okay, and of course that's what ends. But yeah, great episode. Now let's talk about chapter 909, Strawberry, which apparently is the start of the Wano arc, which, yeah, an arc that was teased last year. I'm not kidding about this. It was. Yeah. Okay, this chapter starts off with, well, still with Orbis, and of course his fleet. And then we cut to the Mink tribe, just sitting on the shoreline, with and apparently they have found Marco. Yeah, somebody they had. This was actually one of the few groups that set out from Terror Island to look for the Marco of the Whitebeard pirates, and they found him. It took him long enough. It took a good 80 chapters to find this guy, and they found him. So one task accomplished. They found him, and I think they convinced him to basically work alongside with them in order to, go take down Kaiju. And then we cut to the Wano country, and yeah, this is basically feudal Japan. That's basically what Wano country is, feudal Japan. And then we see the return of characters we have not seen since chapter 823, roughly 80, I'd say about 86 chapters. Yeah, it's been a good long while since we've seen these guys. First, we see the return of Frankie, who's known as Frank Osaki. Yeah, this is what he looks like now. I'm not kidding. He looks like this. It's really, really weird. Okay. And in the next panel, we see the return of Usopp, who's known as Usohachi. Now, Frankie, he is a carpenter, which obviously gets what his profession is, so it makes sense to do that. Usopp is a salesman of toad oil. And then we see Nico Robin. Great to see this woman. My second favorite female character of the whole entire series. She's known as Old Robbie, which means basically she's a geisha. Yeah, they made her into a geisha, which is interesting. And then we see the ninja guy, who, by the way, in the sub is actually voiced by the same guy who voices Mike Guy of Naruto. Though my guess is they're probably not going to have that guy voice him. The guy who does his dub when he gets to dubbing him. When he gets to Totoro, I don't think they're going to have that dub guy because he's probably exclusive to Viz Media. Unless, of course, it probably works the same way that Patrick Stoltz has his contract between Viz Media and Funimation. And we finally see something that, we see, I think it's Zoro, I think his name is. Yeah, he first showed up Punk House. Great to see the guy again. And then we see the return of Zoro, who's known as Zorjiro. He's a Ronin. Yeah. I'm not surprised that he decided to disguise himself as a Ronin. Yeah, I am not all that surprised he decided to do that. Yeah. And he acts like and apparently he still has a sword he got from Thriller Bark Sushi. Yep. And then he just acts like a traditional samurai would. I've seen some of these samurai movies. Because he took his sword, he takes his arm out of his sleeve, slices up the place, And he said, and you say you smell blood. You smell like blood. You're the culprit, aren't you? He's like investigating like a crime or whatever. And I'm sorry, Kinemon. That's basically the samurai guy they met back in Punk Hazard. Yeah. And it says the Water arc opens up with trouble. Yeah. This by far apparently we're now starting the Water arc. Okay, even though we abruptly ended the Reverie arc for this. Yeah, it's really bizarre the fact that that the Reverie arc was really short. I kind of felt as though there could have been more story there. Apparently, we wrapped this up in just 6 chapters because apparently we want to rush to the Wano arc, despite the fact that it's a little more story Reverie. But nope, let's just wrap this up in 6 chapters. I heard it was going to be within 10 chapters, but it is 6. Okay, maybe they could do this strange thing of, well, maybe they're going to have every other chapter, like one could be for Wano arc and another for Reverie, but who the heck knows when it comes to Oda what he wanted to do. I've seen that before for comic books where one issue was one particular arc, another issue was another arc. Though that is kind of confusing. Some people like that, but sometimes that actually sometimes kind of worked to advance the story. They did it recently for Wonder Woman, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did it for um, One Piece. They did do it for Seven Deadly Sins, where they had it where about halfway through one arc they started adapting the following arc, which kind of took place during this particular arc anyway. So I wouldn't be surprised if for One Piece, but who the heck knows? I'm gonna give this chapter a 9.5 out of 10. It's a great chapter, return of a lot of characters we have not seen in a while. Marco, I think this is the first time I've seen this guy since the Battle of Marineford. Yeah, this is the first time in quite a while this guy has shown up because he was seen as an image, but this is probably the first in-person appearance of him since the Marineford arc. The rest of the Straw Hat crew, first time, and of course Kinemon, first time since the end of the Zoo arc, along with the Ninja guy, which great to see the guy by the way. So yeah, great the fact we finally got advancement on 2 particular story plots that had been sort of on hold since the end of the title arc. So yeah, there's that. But who knows when they're gonna bring back the. I'm hoping that maybe in the next chapter or 2 we finally get a chance to see the return of Luffy because he's been absent since chapter 903. It's been a good 6 chapters since we've seen the guy, so who the heck knows exactly when he's gonna return? All right, so that's it for this particular review. Stay tuned, possibly later on today. I got about 3 more I got 3 more reviews planned for today if I get a chance to them. And that's for One Punch Man, Tokiguri, and Attack on Titan. I got 3 left to go, but this right now is the last one I was really planning. But the other 3 might be coming today or coming tomorrow. Who the heck knows? Depends upon me. Okay. But until I see you in the next review. Bye.